from Le Cordon Bleu right here in downtown Portland is going to teach us how to make the chicken with succotash and romesco dish. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome
Thanks
to
for
me.
being here.
Yes, wonderful to be here.
Yeah,
Great.
well, hey, we met last week, real quickly, we'll talk about this, at the Foster Farms Chicken Cooking Contest.
Yes, we did.
And it was your students who prepared the dishes that I judged.
Yes, on behalf of the contestants who were from Oregon, it was a great contest. And we got 2 winners for that are coming up to the national contest. And,
Very exciting.
We want to cook chicken today and a great fall dish.
And Foster Farms obviously provided us with our breast fillet. So let's get started.
Yes, indeed.
What do we do with the chicken?
First of all, we're going to get under the skin a little bit. Now, you have to smell this.
Okay,
this is Herbe Toscano. This
you
is a
asked
blend.
me if I'd ever been to heaven, and I said no, and he said, well, smell this. And you're right. That's delicious. So what do we have in there?
Garlic, sage, rosemary, and salt. And we're just going to take a little bit of this, lift up the skin on this chicken, this breast fillet, and go right there. Now, on the recipe that we posted for you, we said you don't have to use the skin on chicken if you don't like it that way. I prefer it that way.
Now, why do you prefer it that way? Does it cook better, or does it just taste better?
I just think it's going to kind of surround it with that nice little chicken fat, which is flavorful.
Okay.
So our first step is to get it into the nice hot pan, and we want that sizzle. We're going to lay it down skin side down.
All right, skin side down.
And we're going to let that go about 5 minutes aside.
5 minutes?
And then we'll start on our succotash, which is a real easy dish.
What exactly is a succotash? You know, I like to say saffron succotash.
That's right. The succotash is a lot of things. And September in Oregon, great time of year to be cooking because we've got great succotash ingredients like corn and pasilla chilies and zucchini and a little bit of onion. And we'll finish it off with some pepper Monterey Jack cheese
like
and
that.
throw a little bit of cumin in there.
All right.
So to start that off, what we want to do is get our onions in the pan. And again,
onions
we like
first.
that sizzle, and we're just going to give that a quick saute. Now, Haley, have you ever sauteed?
I'll go ahead and let you do that.
All right. Now, we're going to, when we let that go a little bit, and I like to get the seasoning going with a little bit of salt and pepper.
Okay.
And, you know, the flavors just start to come out of this. And
is there a reason why you're putting the onions in first?
I like to get a little sweetness out of those because the corn and the zucchini and the peppers are going to cook very fast.
Okay.
So those just get a couple of minutes.
All right. I have to say this chicken smells amazing. That heavenly spice that you put in there, Paul, smells great.
The Herbe Toscano. It's a very versatile herb, and really this is local, sustainable cooking. The chicken's local, everything's from here, and it's really a delicious dish.
We love that.
A quick flip on this to get the flavor surrounding those vegetables. We're just going to let that simmer a little bit more, and then we'll add the cheese to it at the end before we plate.
All right.
Now it's about time to turn our chicken, and we want to hear that sizzle, and it's a good sign. It's not sticking. That means I let it go just long enough, and that is perfect.
Wow.
We're going to let that go and finish on that side. And the sauce we chose to do today
it's romesco. What exactly is romesco?
Romesco is a Catalan style from the Catalonian region of Spain, and it's made with roasted peppers, peeled tomatoes, breadcrumbs, paprika, parsley, and some of the ingredients that we've shown here to make the sauce. And this is the sauce here when it's finished. And really, it goes so well with the succotash because the pepper and tomato flavors.
A little spice probably adds a lot to that.
Oh, yeah, and you can make it ahead. That's the best part about it. You can make it 3 or 4 days ahead.
It'll last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and you don't need to, you know, you don't want it refrigerated when you serve it. You actually want it room temperature.
But you store it in the fridge for 3 or 4 days.
Yes, yes. Okay. And it's a wonderful, wonderful sauce. So we're just about ready with the chicken finishing up here, and I think it's time for us to put our cheese, a little bit of cubed pepper jack right on top of this succotash.
Oh, I love
just
pepper
let
jack.
it finish. And remember, we did put a little bit of toasted cumin in there. That's an option on the recipe also.
Well, because this is a Foster Farm recipe, but you've sort of added your Paul Folkstad twist to it.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of great...
Cordon Bleu, Paul Folkstad twist, absolutely.
There's other recipes, though, on the Foster Farms website.
They have many, many great recipes. And I like to take those recipes and kind of mess with them myself a little bit and play around with them.
Make them your own.
But on their own, they're really, really solid recipes.
And then tell me a little bit about Le Cordon Bleu. How long have you been there?
I've been an instructor at Le Cordon Bleu for 7 years. We run 2 great programs in patisserie and baking and also in culinary, of course, and we have 15-month and 21-month programs. And we're excited for a new start coming up. And it's just a great place to work, a great place to go to college.
Yeah, well, it was a great place to taste a bunch of food, that's for sure, too. Yeah, that was a fun day.
We about ready to plate, we think?
Yeah, I think we're ready. Yeah, let's go for it.
So I've got some rice that's a nice accompaniment to this dish.
I love this trick, by the way.
Little timball of rice.
Put it in a little ramekin, and then you've got your nice little shape there.
And of course,
aren't you impressed, everybody, that I knew what a ramekin is?
Yes, very nice. So it's great because our cheese is just getting melted here. And we're going to plate that up right next to our rice.
And, you know, I can actually smell that pepper jack in there. What a nice addition.
Really, we want these vegetables kind of crisp. We don't want them to get soggy. And we just want to let that flavors flow through there. It's fall. You know, go to the farmer's market and pick these up. The vegetables have that snap. The corn is sweet. The zucchini are just heavenly. It's really, really a great, great time to cook.
Well, and you know, this is a recipe that I think even I can handle. Because it's not terribly difficult. Beautiful.
Here. And of course, because our sauce is done ahead, going to get right on the plate. Now, typically, classically, we wouldn't take a sauce like this and pour it over the chicken.
It just sort of is right on the side of it.
Yeah, we've done this nice caramelization with the sauté, and we really want to show that off.
Right.
So we don't want to interfere with that. Nice little garnish of our cherry tomato. It's a representative garnish, as we say, because tomatoes are in the recipe. Classically, you don't want to garnish with something that's not in the dish.
Okay, good tip to know.
And this particular cut of chicken, cut from a whole chicken, this is what's called an airline breast. And you probably can't purchase them like that in the store. But again, boneless or skin on chicken breast. If you buy a whole chicken and part it out, you can do it this way. And of course, I'm kind of crazy that way.
It just looks delicious. Hey, everybody want to come have a taste? I know they're like little vultures here, kind of waiting for me to invite everybody on. Let's grab some of this.
Let's get some of this.
Wow, this looks and smells delicious. Paul Folkstad, thank you so much from the Cordon Bleu. Hey, if you missed any of these steps today, please visit our website at KOINstudio6.com or just call our recipe hotline, 503-464-0861. Hey, thanks again. This looks delicious. Jake, what's coming up?